because we're setting up the TV to know who's with us. And yeah, we'll be with you guys. I got the mics live. Mics are hot, so we'll get with you in just a second.
It hasn't popped up yet. There we go.
Boom, there we are. Noise.
Okay, hold on a second.
With you guys, I got the mics live. Whoa. Mics are hot, so we'll get with you in just a second. We got you watching. You're the only one in right now.
Yeah, it's right here. Do you want to come look how everything is? Oh, we don't have the... Oh, right. The stove cam becomes the picture-in-picture. Okay.
Oh, Jared Hudson, you're live everywhere. We got you. Nice.
But can they hear me?
Yeah. Okay. Oh, yeah, we can hear you. Dope.
Nasty ass cough. Perfect. Okay. So that's it.
Yeah, it looks good. I like it. Oh, yep. Odin cam on point.
He's like, yep, I'm ready to go.
What up, Steve-O? Good to have you in the house, brother.
Looks like Twitch is up and running, so
yeah.
Yay.
Yo, what up, Ruby Tuesday? I see you, bro. I see you in the chat. Thank you for joining in at the beginning, being here. Sorry, we've got I'll take back over the center spot. Yeah. I'll get back in frame. I was just checking out the layout on the big TV just so I know everything's looking cool. So, yeah, we're doing a really fun menu tonight, guys. It's all Mediterranean inspired, so it's kind of not specific to one region at all. It's kind of like a blend of a bunch of different regions all over the place.
Chicken pot pie day.
No, it's not chicken pot pie day, man. There will never be a chicken pot pie day on this show if I can have anything to do with it.
I just love that it's like chicken pot pie.
So I just got some dressing for our salad. I'm just stirring up here, guys. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off with a little appetizer, little gig going on. I'm going to make some hummus live for you guys. I'm going to build a fattoush salad. We've already got some lovely crudité sitting right there for our hummus that's coming up.
Odie.
I've got some lovely gluten-free garbanzo bean naan bread that I made yesterday. Getting ready to crisp it up like croutons for our fattoush salad. So, I mean, we're going to have some fun here tonight, guys, on Chef Beardman Live like we always do. If you want, I think we'll go ahead and switch over to the stovetop cam because I want to get some stuff crispy over here.
Let's do it.
Just going to get some extra virgin olive oil going in the pan there, guys, to crisp up our croutons. So, I'm going to bump that up a little bit. Now, what I've got going on behind it that you may or may not be able to see, I think it's out of frame, but I've got my sauce for the lamb. That's for later. But what we're going to do is we're going to, like we do here at Chef Beardman Live, we like to let Happy Girl Mantra try the sauce ahead of time. That's going to be the sauce for the lamb dish.
Does it have that tomato?
It is tomato. Well, no, it's tomato based. So.
It's so good.
Yeah.
Do you have nuts in there?
Nope. It's some really concentrated beef stock, tomato paste, onion, garlic, thyme, oregano, all cooked down and then pureed the F out of in the blender.
It's beautiful. Mama says hi.
Hi, Mom. Good to have you live. Mom's doing a whole bunch of crocheting. Lately, she's got a friend of hers that's selling stuff on somewhere, I don't know, but Mom's crocheting up a storm.
Oh, yeah. Like drop the link in the chat. Go for it.
Like those little cactus, like crocheted cactuses and like hanging ferns and stuff like that.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. Those like succulents.
Cute.
Like crocheted succulents.
How cool.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
The ultimate goal is to hopefully have like one of those, have Mom crochet one of those like octopus beanies.
Yes, big Kraken.
Like more Cthulhu than octopus. You know, we like our H.P. Lovecraft horrors. You know, over here, or at least I do. I don't know how many of you guys are.
Did you know today is World Goth Day?
Yes, I did. I saw that. So shout out to all of our goth friends out there. You know, if you've ever put on mascara, you know, shout out.
Eyeliner.
Yeah, mascara and eyeliner, baby. If you've ever been to Barbarella's in Orlando, one of the best clubs in O-Town.
What do you think, little buddy?
So we're just getting that all crispy, guys. So we want some texture to our croutons.
Mm-hmm. They were super tasty when I tried them. Pretty like kind of dried. I'll be excited to see how they crisp up.
Right. So this naan bread recipe is kind of new to the scene because there's this whole kind of I don't know, movement now that's kind of found in gluten-free baking, especially like the new gluten-free bread game has exploded because they've discovered psyllium husk fiber, aka Metamucil, and it's a way to make gluten-free breads really spongy, like regular bread. So what I did here was I soaked garbanzo beans overnight and put them in the food processor with 100 grams of that garbanzo bean that was soaked, and it ended up being like a little over like 220 grams once you soak it overnight. So it doubles in a little bit plus its weight once you soak it. Put that in the food processor with 2 tablespoons of psyllium husk fiber, a half a cup of water, about a good 2 tablespoons of olive oil and a pinch of salt, and some baking soda and some vinegar to leaven it. And I pulsed the ever-living bejesus out of it in a good old food processor till it was a smooth paste. Took that out, divided it into 5 little dough balls, smashed them out like little flat naan breads, and then fried them in my pan at home. I was trying to capture some video of that, but it didn't work out. It was too shaky, and I didn't like the footage, so it went into the garbage, guys. But we still have the end result of that cooking, which is these lovely little garbanzo naans that I cut into crouton shapes, and we're frying up and getting crispy now.
Yes, crispy.
So while we're letting that get crispy, I'm going to start our hummus here in the food processor. And hummus, I mean, I know it's there at the store staring at you in the face, the Sabra brand, you know, the local store's own brand of hummus, and it's sitting there, and it's, you know, fairly inexpensive, and it's like looking like, yeah, I'll just take that, man. That's the low-hanging fruit. I'll go for that. But if you read that package, there's a lot of preservatives in that bad boy that they have to do to keep it shelf-stable. So if you want to eliminate all that stuff, it's really not that hard to make hummus at home. So we've got some garbanzo beans from the can, easy peasy. I'm not asking you to go out there and cook garbanzo beans from scratch. Right, Happy?
No. All you have to do is soak them, though.
Huh?
You just have to soak them.
Well, for the bread you do, but you want fully cooked for hummus.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, we want to get the fully cooked Magilla for the hummus because we want a smooth puree here. I used to work with this gentleman at this Mediterranean cafe in St. Paul, and he would tell me stories of how they would make hummus for the sheiks, and they would have ladies pick out the skins from the garbanzo beans, you know, so the sheik would have the smoothest hummus.
Ooh.
So,
Ooh.
I mean,
That's dedication.
Even back in the day, hummus was a labor of love.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like, you took your time with it and you made it for the, you know, people in your life. But we're going to add a little tahini along with some garlic. I'm going to squeeze the juice of a lemon up in there. We're going to get some salt in there too. And then when it's going, we'll drizzle in our olive oil.
Yes. A slow drizzy drizz. See what's up on these pans. Ooh.
We getting crispy over there? Yeah, we getting crispy. Yeah. I've got it on low, so we shouldn't go overboard too fast.
Nice. Always like seeing the process.
Oh, yeah.
Excuse you, get your feet off my table. He's like, I cannot see the pan.
If you want to do me a favor, if you've got the time.
Yeah.
If you want to go ahead and just like take that to one of those small plates and let it drain a little bit.
Sure.
Maybe put a paper towel.
Oh, absolutely.
On there, and we'll get some of that excess oil off of those bad boys and let them really get crispy. We don't want them to get soggy after we took all that time trying to crisp them up in the pan, guys.
No, we don't.
So we've got the
Take
garbanzo
now,
beans, a little bit of tahini, because a little bit of tahini goes a long way. And it can be overpowering if you go too far with it, guys. We got some lemon juice, some garlic, and I'm going to hit it with a little bit of salt because none of this is seasoned yet. I'm just going to hit it with some salt right in there. And then we're going to go ahead and give it a little pulsey pulse. And then we're going to, pardon the noise, guys, it's a food processor that does its thing. So while we're doing that, we're going to give it a couple pulses, and then we're going to pour some oil in there. And we're just going to give that grill. And you might have to, you know, push the sides down a little bit. And we're just looking for a smooth paste, guys. Some people like.
The burner is off and your tongs are on the stove.
Lovely. Thank you so much, Happy, for getting that for us.
And they're very crunchy.
Nice. In a good way?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm like, we didn't over crunch, did we?
Mm-mm.
Okay, good. Because there's some other live shows out there that have been known to burn some stuff. Just saying. No shade. What we're going to do is we're just going to give our hummus a little taste, and we need a little more salt in there, guys. And maybe a little more lemon juice, too. But the tahini is spot on. Just enough.
And tahini is...
a sesame seed paste.
Mm-hmm. No.
Usually roasted sesame seeds or toasted. Something funny happening there in the comment section?
The food processor is very loud in the AirPods for Steve-O.
Oh, sorry, Steve-O. Maybe. I don't...
Kehi says hi.
Who?
Kehi?
Oh.
I'm probably saying it wrong.
I don't know. If you got a screen name, I might not know you unless your screen name is your name.
The gal that I used to work with.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And then edamame hummus and fire roasted peppers would be good with that.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah. You can do so much with hummus.
It's just a blank canvas, guys. You know, you can go with the roasted red bell pepper. You can go with any kind of herbs in there. You know, go with the roasted garlic instead of the raw garlic.
That's usually what I have in my fridge. Is a roasted red pepper. Huh. Yeah.
Sorry, Steve-O.
Plug your ears.
That's the most annoying part about the hummus is just the loud noise from the food processor, guys. But that was pretty quick. Yep, there we go.
Yum.
Boomers.
Glad that the food processor worked because I think that is the first time anything has been done in it since I got it years ago.
Well, you gave it its inaugural use. Fantastic. And that's how easy hummus is right there, guys. It's just basically pureeing up some beans. Now, what I did earlier, aka yesterday, was went all Michael Voltaggio on people and made some tomato water. And we're just going to give that a little drizzle around the edge of our hummus. And tomato water is just, you take tomatoes, puree the ever-living bejesus out of them in the blender, take that mash, and you can let it kind of set, you know, a little pre-ferment if you want, for about 12 hours out of the fridge, and then bring that up to a simmer. And once it comes up to a simmer, the pulp and the juice will separate, and then you just put it inside some cheesecloth, and you let it drain off, and you get this nice semi-translucent, really potently tomato-flavored water. and it's great on a lot of stuff. It's really great with seafood too, guys. What you can do is use that as a base with some a little bit of, like, say, champagne vinegar, and put that in the pan and let that reduce, and then hit that with butter and kind of make like a tomato beurre blanc for seafood. Really great with shrimp. You know, chef's kiss right there on that.
Toss some capers in there and put it over some salmon.
Right. We're also going to do a little drizzle of olive oil love over the top.
Yeah.
And then the last thing I've got for it, I've got some Zatter spice that I made from scratch here, guys, with some sumac, some thyme, and some toasted sesame seeds. Sumac, thyme, and toasted sesame seeds. That Tupac spice, you know. So we're just going to put that right there. And then Happy can snack on that while I start building our salad. So
it's perfect.
We're just going to make everything, and then we're going to sit down and we're going to eat after I make everything. So I'm just going to build the salad and not dress it, guys. So the next thing is a fattoush salad. And kind of think of this as like the Lebanese version of a panzanella salad, where it's a stale bread based salad with mixed vegetables, herbs, and some lettuces. So I've got a nice blend of some red leaf, some green, some bull's blood in there for our lettuce mix.
Stevo said he had boiled peanut hummus at Sean Brock's place.
Oh, yep. I mean,
first off, super jealous that you got to eat Sean Brock's food. Super jelly.
Right. So we've got some thinly sliced radishes, some yellow squash, and some zucchini squash that we're adding to the party here. And then I've also got some fun herbs. I've got some mint, oregano, parsley, and some green onion. Just going to go into the mix. And then, because everything's better with sumac, put a little bit of that in there. And we're going to hit it with a little pomegranate seed too, guys. Boom, boom. And for funsies, I have toasted pistachios. That will go in there, just like that. And that's a really quick and easy salad that you can just put together. And then the last part, guys, is just adding our croutons made from that gluten-free garbanzo naan. And you can go sneak one. I didn't see that at all, I promise.
They're like the perfect crisp.
We'll just give that a little tossy toss. And then we're going to set that aside for later, guys. We're not going to even dress that yet. But I've got the dressing right here ready for it. And that's just some lovely...
What the hell is sumac exactly?
So sumac is a plant. It's a tree. And the flowering buds grow off the tree. And then they pick those and let them dry. And that flower is really citrusy. I have some sumac over here that I will let Happy be the you guys, you know, for that. Just unadulterated sumac without the other stuff in it. So.
Odie wants to smell it.
But if, ooh.
Spilled some, but.
So if you want to give a little taste to that and let them, give them your experience, as it were, you know.
It's like earthy, but has a little bit of that like citrus, almost citric acid kind of tang.
Right.
But the earthiness just completely cancels it. And it's just this really beautiful note. Yeah. And it's a fun texture too.
Yeah. It's used a lot in Middle Eastern cooking. A lot. Lemons aren't available. I hate to like break it to you, but back in the day, before the, you know, globalization of, you know, everything, citrus wasn't available year round everywhere. So you found ways and plants that mimic that citrus-like flavor, you know, to get you through the times when you didn't have citrus. So in those countries where, you know, citrus was limited a lot during the year, sumac was a perfect placement for wanting that citric acid flavor in your cooking, but not being able to have access to lemons and limes and stuff like that at the time. So we've got our salad all built. We've got our dressing on deck. We've got our hummus on deck. I'm going to grab a cucumber and do a little dippy-do.
It's very good.
Mm-hmm. It's a good hummus.
I will say, I think my favorite thing about fresh hummus is I really enjoy it room temperature versus cold.
Right. And the nice thing, too, is it's not docked with so much citric acid where it's tangy, you know, because they have to put a certain level of preservative in there to keep it shelf stable for as long as it's on the shelf.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if you can get away with the bare minimum of lemon juice and they're just to your own personal taste preference, you'll enjoy the experience so much more.
I much prefer the taste of the tahini to the acid.
Right. And you can control the level of tahini when you make it yourself. If you're not a big tahini fan, you can cut that way down or leave it out completely. You don't have to have tahini in there at all. There's no rule to it.
I was actually surprised that you didn't put paprika in yours.
I mean, I just wanted to make a simple one. Just letting you know, let people out there know that you don't have to have 5 billion ingredients to make a good hummus. You can just basically have a can of beans. And if you wanted to just have like that little bottle of lemon juice, you don't even have to have fresh lemons. You could just have a bottle of lemon juice and the olive oil. But you do not want to skimp on your olive oil. You want to have a good quality. Like if you're going to put it in your hummus, it would be like what you consider, what I would consider a finishing olive oil.
Yes.
Very,
very good oil.
You want something where you enjoy the flavor of it. This one's a Spanish one, I think. Well, Argentina, Portugal, and Chile. It's a blend. And this one's a little more grassy than sweet, which is why I like it for the hummus.
My friend Jared's been wanting to make chocolate hummus.
Yep. Okay. So, you're going to switch out a few things. And the nice thing about that chocolate hummus is that with the addition of an egg, it then becomes a gluten-free brownie. So, in the food processor, you'll take your said garbanzo beans. You'll be omitting tahini this time. Or you can add it, but just a really reduced amount of tahini. And then the best cocoa powder that you can possibly get. And then also the best chocolate bar that you can get out there and get. And you'll want to melt that chocolate bar over a double boiler. Have your cocoa powder and some kind of sweetener. It can be sugar. It can be honey. It can be agave syrup. But just something to sweeten up the pot here. Take your melted chocolate and then drizzle that in like you would your olive oil. And that's going to smooth out your paste.
Yum. Yum, yum.
And then, like I said, you can either eat that as is, or you can incorporate a couple eggs and some baking powder, baking soda, and maybe like a light little tablespoon or teaspoon of vinegar just to leaven everything up. And then you'll have a great gluten-free brownie.
Yum. You know, I forgot that there's also a really simple black bean and chocolate brownie, too.
Right.
And it's just black bean, chocolate, and I think an egg and some baking soda.
Yep.
And boom.
Exactly.
Like a little black bean brownie.
Yeah. The enzymes in black beans and garbanzo beans have some really great properties where they kind of like self-stabilize, and it's almost egg-like the way that the proteins kind of coagulate. Because you can make tofu from chickpeas without having to use a coagulant like you would with like soybeans or other nuts and legumes. So
Steve was curious if we could use cocoa nibs. I feel like that would be like a good topper.
That would be a topper. You would want to put the cacao in the hummus itself because the cacao is going to stay gritty. There's really no way to process that cacao nib unless you have one of those French like Nutella type stone grinding machines that will get it to a smooth puree, because cocoa nibs are what they use to make that chocolate.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's just cocoa beans that are roasted and then broken down into smaller pieces. That's all that cocoa nibs are, is the whole bean smashed into small pieces and toasted. And then what you can do is you have to smooth that out into a paste if you're going to want to use it like that. But the food processor will never get it smooth enough to be able to use it in the hummus itself.
Yeah, mortar and pestle or spice grinder.
And that's mad work.
Yeah.
Even in one of those things, you really have to have like 2 stone plates grinding against each other to get that smooth enough paste.
Great for like your chocolate hummus topper, just like some cacao nibs, maybe some dried red berries, or
right,
hydrated ones on top.
I'm going to go ahead and get our pan going again, guys. Actually, 2 pans.
Would you like stovetop view?
No, not yet.
Okay.
I don't want to quite commit to it yet because I'm just getting the pans hot.
I turned your front one down or off, so yeah, it might take a minute.
So I'm going to grab some spinach for our main course, and then I'm going to. What I did is I'm going to bring this over to camera view so you guys can see what I did, and I'm going to finish it off. I have a rack of lamb here that I spiced with some salt and some garam masala. But before I did that, I sous vide that for 4 hours at 57 degrees Celsius, which is probably around 130 Fahrenheit if I'm doing the math right. And let that get a nice slow water bath cook on it. So it's completely medium rare and ready for searing. But I don't have to go into the oven with it after I do my sear. I did that part ahead of time.
Nice.
So I have a nice little blend of parsley, rosemary, and oregano right here that I'm just going to pat onto our lamb. And then I'm going to get onto the flesh side too. And then we're going to sear that bad boy once the pan gets hot. And then we're going to cut our little fun lamb chops off of the rack.
Lollipops.
So we got pans getting hot. We're going to have some double pan action going. I don't want that one ahead of the game too far though, the spinach one. I got to get some garlic that I'm going to slice up for that because we like garlic in our spinach over here. Or at least I do.
Garlic and everything?
Yes, okay. So Happy Girl agrees with me on the spinach. You gotta have garlic.
Last time you were here, you left me probably the same amount of garlic. I chopped it, or I completely minced it down, and I used it for all of my meal prep for that day.
Nice.
And it was so good. Everything was just perfectly garlicky and delicious.
That's what we do. We help build pantries here on Sheffield Beardman Live. You know, we like to think that the leftovers, you know, Odin might get to partake in some leftovers if they're not.
He said all the vegetables, none of the meat. It's terrible. Speaking of, so my friend Jared in upstate New York, he's never had lamb before and has heard that it's a strong meat. How would you describe lamb?
Well, they say it's gamey, and what that means is that it really tastes like what it eats out in nature. And, you know, those guys will eat any plant that's in front of them. So they're not just grass eaters, they're dandelion eaters, they're, you know, weed eaters, or any plant that's growing that is soft enough for them to chew on, they're going to eat. So, I mean, you're going to get a little mix of everything that's growing on the farm. You know, and that includes bugs too. Yeah. So, I mean, you know, it's not just like a cow where you can strictly control its diet and you can control the outcome of how it tastes through that diet. These are a little bit more what we call wild grazer. So they kind of get to go out and do it like grass-fed beef has a little bit more game in it than conventional beef out there, right? So, that's because their diet is less restricted than, like, say, a commodity cow that just only eats hay and alfalfa and never has access to, like, fresh growing grass and plants on the pasture. You know, that's why grass-fed beef tastes different. Same reason these lambs get to go out and eat whatever they want out there. So it tastes a little bit different.
I will add that where lamb differs than some of the other meat is lamb has a natural oil called lanolin,
right?
Which is in their wool, lamb is specifically a sheep under 1 year old. Once they hit exactly a year old, they become mutton. Once they become mutton, that lanolin really seeps into the meat and really makes for a interesting kind of gamey flavor.
Right.
I raised market lambs growing up in Florida, and we definitely could control what they eat. I fed mine tangerine and orange rinds, a ton of fresh mint, rosemary, as well as gave them something called Mana Pro, which is basically like a protein pellet for the lamb. And it was really impressive how much people love the meat that I grew. Because I mean, they would come to auction to buy my lambs based off of what they heard, that I did about this. So it's pretty cool.
It just goes to show you how diet is the ultimate decider, not just for like the animals, but for us too.
Absolutely, because I was just going to say that. I mean, a big reason that kind of the meat industry is like a problem right now is because everything is factory farmed, and we're only giving them this grain because it's the cheapest thing to make. But we need to be farming our animals and even our, vegetation in more biodiverse things, because the reason that everybody's having such success with cannabis right now is because we have not been eating.
It's a non-monoculture.
That has, like, usually the animals would eat the cannabis for us, process it through their body, and then we would eat the meat and benefit from it. But we're strictly feeding our animals, corn, soy, grain, which is not what they're supposed to be eating. It does make the meat taste different. It makes it more sweeter. It makes it more unctuous. But a true grass fed with that nature out there, oh, so good.
Well, it's like those pigs that they grow in Spain where they eat the acorns, the Iberico pigs.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm just putting a little weight down on this, guys, to get that sear nice and set in there. Got a towel on my hand because it's hot.
Mm-hmm.
And then what I'm going to do here in a minute is... Oh, it's up here. My bad.
Gee.
You know what's up. You know what we're about to do.
So much ghee. I also have Kerrygold butter if you would like butter.
I don't want to burn it in the hot pan. I thought about that, and I was like, flip it, reverse it.
That would be brown butter so quick.
Yep.
Completely change the flavor profile.
Right. So we got our ghee in there, and look what we're doing, guys. We're throwing some.
Stevo says he would taste like leftover schnitzel and broken hollandaise.
Oh, I thought you were going to say broken dreams and be like, yes.
I mean, a broken hollandaise is a broken dream.
It is. It really is.
I can't tell you how many students I've seen asked to leave because they still couldn't get a hollandaise in culinary school.
We're just going to do a little basty poo here, guys.
Mm-hmm. Odin is salivating over here.
He smells the lamb. And he's like, yo, dude. What's up with that, son? We're just going to get that hot herb butter all over the whole thing, you know?
Oh, no, Bubby.
This is how those French guys do it on those shows, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So,
I like to do my steak.
Did you end up ever watching the last episode of 24 and 24?
Mm-hmm.
Dude, okay, so I'm not going to spoil anything for you. Spoilers out there if you haven't watched 24 and 24 yet. Shout out to my boy Marcel. You know, because that guy tried so hard for over a decade on TV, and he finally did it. He won his game. You know, I was telling Happy when we first started the very first episode we watched together, I was like, this is Marcel's competition to lose. They designed this specifically for this MFer to win.
Mm-hmm.
And he took it to the end the whole time. He won the most money. He won the most competitions. He killed it.
He killed it.
He killed it.
And it's so sweet.
And he lost all of his ego. That's how he won it. Before, when he was a young man and he was on Top Chef and he was on those shows, he was an ego-driven a-hole. He dropped the ego. He was cooking for his mom, and that's why he won.
Yep.
And that's all I'll say about it. He did the right thing. He stepped up and he let go of himself.
Yep.
Which is the hardest thing to do as a chef. Sorry, I went on a rant there, guys.
It's okay.
But
I just
Marcel,
feel bad I didn't have you on the camera.
Marcel did it, and I'm proud that he did it.
Yeah, he crushed it. He really put in the work.
I got scared there with those last 4 comps that they were doing when they were like back to back to back, and they had to do it was the 3 courses.
Oh, the wrist one?
Yeah.
Yeah, he did good though.
But he made smart choices, and dude, I'll tell you what, man, that cooking for 24 hours straight without any rest, basically, like they got, if you won a competition, you got like what, a 15-minute break?
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's hardcore cooking right there. I mean,
we used to take lunch breaks, set breaks.
I've done that before when opening up restaurants, and I'll tell you what, guys, it's not fun.
Mm-hmm.
It's not fun to have to be in a building for 24 hours straight doing the thing.
No, it's not. I was somebody that preferred 12-hour shifts, so I would do 3 12s.
Right?
But I don't know if I could do 24.
You go a little delirious, probably.
I definitely think at the probably 16-hour mark was when you start having some injuries, start burning stuff. Do you want this carrot? No?
Okay, so we're just going to let that rest there, guys. While I go ahead and get some spinach started. I've got some olive oil in the pan. And I'm going to take our garlic
Can I have the garlic?
over there. And I've got our spinach on deck because this is going to be pretty quick, guys. Oh, maybe not as quick as I thought.
Your brother says a 24-hour chicken pot pie cook-off.
Can you guys stop it with the pot pie?
It's just your brother.
For real, dude. Like,
I think he's dropping hints.
he knows how to make the pot pie mix. He's done it before. He can make it himself. He's a big boy.
It's not the same day.
I know.
As you making it. Yeah, my friend Jared says 16 hours is rough, and he couldn't do 24.
Often imitated but never duplicated is my pot pie.
Odin.
Well, the real secret to the pot pie isn't even anything chicken related. It's that when I worked at Torch, we used to roast our own ducks, and I would have access to all that duck fat. So I would roast our veggies in the duck fat and make our roux out of the duck fat for the chicken pot pie. So it was more like a duck pot pie with chicken bits in it than it was the real chicken pot pie.
Ah. Yeah, because my friend Jared's like, I want a pot pie tutorial and recipe.
Okay, well, I mean, it's mad simple to make a pot pie, guys. So I can't believe I'm freaking doing this. Okay, you got me. Congratulations. You drew it out of me. So, onions, celery, carrots, garlic.
You gonna stay here?
Dice, yeah, I'll stay here. Dice all those up into a small dice. Get them ready. Get your duck fat in the pan. Saute all those vegetables. Take flour after they're softened. Add it to the pan. You're going to make a vegetable roux right there. Over here off to the side, you're going to have chicken stock, coming up to a simmer. And then you're going to have that floured vegetable mixture. And you're going to cook that flour down till it's golden. Once that flour is turned golden, you're going to take that chicken stock and you're going to pour it in there into your vegetable and flour mix. And you're going to stir and it's going to thicken. You're going to have cooked chicken meat that you're going to chop up into any size that you want. You're going to put that into your mix. That is now your pot pie base. Then you will take any kind of pastry that you want. Puff pastry, pie dough, pate brisée. I don't care, whatever you want, guys. It's your pot pie show. Do whatever you want. You're going to put your pot pie mix into an oven-safe casserole dish. You're going to top it with whatever pie dough thing, amalgam, that you're putting on it. And then you're going to bake that bad boy into the oven till that pie dough is crispy and golden the way that you like it. You might brush it with some egg. You might brush it with some milk. You might brush it with buttermilk or just water. You might sprinkle it with some Malden sea salt on top while it bakes, you know? And then you're going to take that bad boy out of the oven and then easy peasy pot pie. I just explained it in less than 3 minutes, guys. It's that easy. Pot pie. I mean, the intricacies of working it, a little more difficult, but that is the basic overview of the pot pie.
From there, you just cherry pick your veg,
right?
Your, seasonings. I mean, I would love to do.
You put
phyllo dough.
Put the classic parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme in there too. You know, if you want to go old school, throw some smoked pap in there. Like Happy said, she would like to go phyllo dough. So maybe you do spinach and chicken. Maybe you go Greek with it.
So your brother said, I just got my pen and paper. Can you repeat that, please?
No. Nope.
So what we'll have to do is turn it into a short to post later to the feed. So keep your eyes out. It'll be on our YouTube as soon as we have time to get that together.
I ain't saying that, guys. I'm saying if you want to know that recipe, you rewind and you rewatch it.
Oh, never mind then.
I'm not saying that anymore. That was out in the ether one time. And I did leave out one ingredient. And if someone out there knows the ingredient that I left out on purpose,
like your mom,
put it in the comments, and I'll give you a bravo, well done if you can name the ingredient that I purposely left out to see if you guys are paying attention. And just to give you one more clue as to what that ingredient is I left it out because it's an ingredient that Happy Girl could not have before. And I did word that the right way that I wanted to, which is another clue in and of itself. So, what I've got, guys, is I've got our lamb chillin'. We've got our spinach chillin'. And what I did is if you want to switch over to our...
Ready.
Okay, we've got some lovely parsnips and cauliflower that we cooked in some turmeric water. And I'm going to add that to the blender. Sorry, Steve-O, we're going to get loud again, bro. But we're going into our blender here with some of that water. I might want to take some of that out.
So Shane says love. Enzo says, well, Shane is wrong. And Mom says tarragon.
Nope, you're all wrong.
I think I might know.
Go ahead, take a guess. You can
butter?
No. But you're close. You're on the same train.
Oh, so milk.
Heavy cream, guys.
Yeah, dairy.
Heavy cream. Yeah, dairy. Everybody's favorite thing. So, do not do this at home, guys. I am a professional here, and I can operate the Vitamix blender without a lid. I do not recommend that you do this at home. This is professional stuff only. Never operate your blender without a lid, and definitely don't turn it on with one like I just did. Okay, and there we have our turmeric cauliflower parsnip puree. I'm going to give it a little taste for seasoning, and man,
on point.
Sometimes I'm really good, like right out of the bat without having to adjust the seasoning. That's awesome, guys. Okay.
I did suggest looking for parsnips.
She did. We both thought that
I'm a Frenchy bougie.
We thought that they were going to be out of season, but there they were staring at me right at King Soup's. So we've got
It's the white ones in the rainbow.
whip out the nice bowls. Do a little puree. A little puree.
Oh la la. I'm getting my camera because this we should definitely take a picture of.
Put you over there. Rinse you off because I need you again soon.
Odie, stop, buddy.
So that sauce from earlier, guys, we had Happy try out. You go right on the plate with that.
Odie, get off the counter, please. You are being very ill-mannered right now. Paws on the floor. Thank you.
And I'm going to move some stuff around, get it out of our way.
Oh, are we almost ready to eat?
We are.
Okay. Odin, my handsomest young man, we need to ask you to vacate the premise. Thank you so much. He's like, absolutely not.
So guys, I've got our rack of lamb right here that we're going to go ahead and cut some chops off. And look at that, we're at a beautiful medium rare on those bad boys. Boom. We're going to do some crisscross applesauce right there. And then I got a couple of other bougie things that we're going to add. I got some pickled red onion. And we're just going to put right on top here, guys. And then, because we fancy, a fresh sprinkle of the herb. And some toasted sesame seeds. And that's going to be with some spinach that we have right here. Our lovely wilted garlic spinach. Don't forget to eat your veggies, guys.
Veggies!
Fresh veggies for a better life.
It has fiber in it. It helps you not have so much constipation. You know, get that belly.
Right. Get that food, baby.
I made us some infused water for today's
beverage. Yay! I have
a
piece here that hasn't been hurt by the garlic and stuff. I think you know who that's for.
Oh my goodness. Odin's like, for sure me.
Yes, for sure you.
Which, maybe today, we will do, since everybody complained last time.
There you go, Mr. Odin. That's for you.
Put it in a dish and let everybody watch him eat it.
I know you want more, Odin.
Hold on, I'll get him some more on camera.
That was your secret piece, okay?
He's like, yeah. He's like, don't tell Mom, because then she won't tell me anything. I won't get any lip food.
Mama's got it for you, Odin.
All right, we're going for a ride on the Odin cam.
Pay attention to the Odin cam. Do not pay attention to the man behind the curtain.
You inhaled it.
Let me know in the comments if you got my reference right there. You still think I'm the man with the lamb?
He's like, I know you're the man with the lamb. I'm going to back this up so that you can
back it up. Okay, so I've got our dressing right here, guys. And I am going to go ahead, and now that we're ready, I'm going to give our greens and our vegetables a little salt action because salad, the etymology of the word salad means salted greens, actually. So salad, S-A-L, salt, the first letters of the word.
Mm-hmm. That was something that people always were shocked by when I would train them. I was pantry station in all my kitchens, and garde manger, and every time I would train somebody new, I'd be like, "Don't forget to salt and pepper the salad." They would look at me like I had 4 heads.
You gotta season your lettuce, yo.
Don't know how I feel about you working the station if you don't know to do that.
Because if you know, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't know, well, then you're no good to me.
Odin, stop.
So we're just giving our salad a little light toss there, guys, with our dressing. And I'm going to bring some plates over for that. And then before that, I'm going to eat a little bit more hummus. And then once we eat the entree, guys, I'll come back and prep dessert up.
Ooh, dessert.
We have a lovely Greek yogurt semifreddo that I made. Mm-hmm. So I just took some plain Greek yogurt and mixed in some vanilla and some macanuka honey into it. And then I let it, every half hour that I put it in the freezer, I went and stirred it up with a fork for about 3 hours until it set up. And then I pressed it really good. And it set up fairly well. So, semifreddo, semi-frozen in Italian. We're just going to let that sit out just a little bit and get a little bit softer and get ready for dessert. But we've got our lovely entree, and we've got our lovely salad, and we had the delicious hummus rocking all the whole time we were here. And we showed you that hummus was really easy to make.
So easy.
It's almost like, why am I even buying this when it's that easy to make?
Oh, yeah.
Why would I go with substandard taste?
Oh, yeah.
When I can have the best taste in my hummus.
So completely customizable. All you need is just your can of beans and good to go.
Correct. And you can use any bean. You can even do like Steve
a white
said,
bean,
like Sean
a
Brock
black
said,
bean.
and whip out those soft-boiled peanuts.
Mm-hmm. I think I've had a pine nut hummus. It was really tasty.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Pignoli. You know, shout out to Giada De Laurentiis for the lady that would only say one word in the accent. And then go right back to her, like, Southern California white girl voice, like immediately before and after. It's a skill that I don't have.
Oh, yeah.
So we're just doing a little cleanup, guys, before we sit down. Mind us here at Chef Beardman Live. We like to clean as we go.
No, I think it's ingrained into us as chefs.
Right.
Because if you have time to lean, you have time to clean.
And we just want to get those grease stains off the stove before we go and eat so they don't set in.
I'm trying to get the turmeric out of my sink, too.
Sorry.
You're good.
I stained it, kind of. But this turmeric stain does go.
Are very, very common for that.
Right.
All right.
Silverware.
Oh, yes. Grab that. I'm going to go ahead and switch this one around for us. How's that look?
Perfect. Well, I'm guessing perfect because you're not sitting down yet, but I'm going to just take it at face value. And I'm going to end up taking up a whole lot of the happy camp space.
Oh, yes. Pine nut hummus would be very, very expensive.
Oh, mad expensive. Yeah. But worth it if you've got the time, money, and inclination.
Mm-hmm. One's for you.
Excellent.
Here's the chipotle.
Okay, so salad for you. Make sure we get you the crispy croutons that you like so much.
I just miss bread. Oh, yeah. Odin, stop.
I know I'm the man with all the good stuff, Odin. Okay. We've got our fattoush salad, which, like I said, is our Mediterranean version of like an Italian panzanella salad. I don't even know why I said Mediterranean. It's the Lebanese version because Italy's in the Mediterranean too.
Yeah.
So kind of doesn't make any sense what I just said. But we will wait for Happy Girl to come back before we dig into that. But I will take a
I'm
sip
just
of our...
trying to get this little puppy dog occupied so we don't have somebody squeakarooing in the background. Okay. Is it okay?
Oh, yes. I get so caught up in the cooking, though. I get so thirsty. And forget how thirsty I am. And then when I go to drink the water, I'm like, I'm just going to down this whole thing right now.
Chop, chop, chop. That's what the ice is for, to stop you a little bit.
Yep. Bon appetit.
Bon appetit. Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Agreed.
They are crispy.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
We didn't even really know that they don't have, almost like a pumpernickel.
Right.
Sorry about your pile of sumac.
Nope.
True chef fashion.
Right. What happens in the walk-in stays in the walk-in.
No cameras.
So there's a lot of things going on in this salad, guys. There's acid, there's sweetness from the pomegranate seeds and their own tartness too. You got the crispiness from the crouton. And got all the mixed veggies that are putting their own flavors in there. And the fresh herbs that are just like popping in. It's a really fun, fresh, summery salad.
That's super yummy. Oh, speaking of, I haven't tried our little marinated radishes.
Oh.
Thank you.
I just kind of like a overnight ferment with some salt that I blended with some dried oregano.
Yum.
You want to try one with the hummus?
Oh, yeah.
There you go. There you go. That's kind of like the Middle Eastern version of radishes and butter.
I've never heard of that.
You never heard the French radish and butter?
Mm-mm.
Where you just put like a little nip of butter on a sliced radish?
No.
Very France.
I could see why. But no.
Oh yeah, it's one of my favorite ways to eat like a raw radish. It's just like a little dip of butter, like room temp, salted butter. We don't talk about the walk-in. Exactly. That's a safe space. The walk-in is a safe space to go and vent your emotions into without being judged.
Your mom likes my tattoos.
Oh. Yeah. We're a tattooed family.
Mama has tattoos?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, fun. I think only my sister has a tattoo. I think of us 4 kids, only Brad doesn't have a tattoo. And then my dad and stepmom, none. Mom and stepdad, I don't think so.
I ate all my salad. I'm such a good boy. Look at me. I don't know if the tomato water did a whole lot for the hummus, but it was fun to put it on there.
You can put it back if you want.
Okay.
I'm almost ready for lamb.
Oh, no worries. I'm just going to wait. The farm grew like 4 to 5 types of radishes. Did a radish tasting plate. Solid 0. Oh. Or sold 0. Oh. Well, they don't know what they were missing, man.
Oh, watermelon radish is my favorite.
Right? I do love a good daikon too.
Mm-hmm. Great for carving for garmage.
Right? You can cheat those things out like easy peasy.
We'd literally make sheets of netting for our, because we were in Miami at Johnson and Wales, so we'd make these like tropical things. There'd be hammocks made out of daikon or carrots.
Right? That'd be so easy too because you have the pastry roller cutter thing that does the diamond slats for the beef Wellingtons.
Yep.
That's fun. That's one of the toys that I'd like to invest in, is one of those roll cutters like that. J-Bo, I love you, and I'm oh, Andy. Yo, what up, Andy? So Andy's one of my little brother's friends, and when we all ended up cooking together at my restaurant Torch in Florida, and it was almost like tradition every night that everyone that worked there worked a shift that night. Everyone came over to my house that was 2 blocks away, and we would smoke bowls and play video games until the wee hours of the morning.
That's a good thing to do.
Yeah. So we were a crew that always hung out, and close-knit crew that partied together and hung out together.
I feel like the most successful kitchen crews are crews that party together or decompress together. You have to get on the same wavelength.
Right. And you can't be against each other. You have to be able, at the end of the night, to just be like,
yeah,
sorry about that bullshit earlier, dude.
Everything needs to be taken with a grain of salt. All right.
Like Marco says, Marco Pure White, our boy, service is service. And you have to let it go at the end of the night.
Yep. All right.
Okay, dig in.
Where do we start? Just straight to the lamb?
Yeah, I'm going to go straight for a piece of lamb with some sauce on it. Oh, yeah. That's good lamb. That's good sauce.
Missed it.
You got lost in the sauce. Now, see, I went with the tomato paste in the sauce because it cuts through the game. And it makes it, the acid cuts through it, makes it not super pronounced. The bartender at Torch was hot. I mean, your wife? I think you're a little biased there, Steve. She did make me bomb-ass Vesper martinis, though. And got me wasted every birthday. I don't do that now, though, but, I mean, back then it was super fun.
Super fun, for sure.
I thought I was all hip and cool by drinking James Bond's favorite martini.
Shaken, not stirred.
Yeah.
Why? So you don't bruise the gin.
Right. How's the puree?
It's really good.
I like the parsnip in it. Good ad.
Because, cauliflower is having its moment. And cauliflower is just a bread broccoli to be, pale.
Jared agrees with us about hanging out as a crew.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I think that's why even, we're so successful in video gaming, is because we hang out, we talk all the time, and then we play, and we just kind of know, okay.
Right.
It's just going to work.
Your shorthand transfers over from one, way of meeting to the other.
But, so cauliflower is having its moment right now. Cauliflower is being used to replace just about everything.
Yeah, Marcel did that cauliflower couscous.
Yes. And it's risky and it's great because it can take on flavor, but it's boring. It's so boring. It's such a, obvious texture. Sorry, we're losing
power.
Juice.
Do you want this over there?
Yeah. But because cauliflower is so boring, you need something different. And parsnip, though mild, can be a little bit much.
Yes.
It does have a little snip to it.
Yeah.
So it's really something I like to kind of blend in.
It's an even earthier carrot.
Really give that cauliflower something to deepen it, give it some oomph. you know, we don't need to save that much money in the kitchen by going all cauliflower.
Right.
But yes, so good. I'm gonna try the spinach yet. Odin, please stop.
He wants that lamb, man.
Mm-hmm.
It's good lamb.
Yeah.
They're hard to deal with, Steve-O, you know, because they just don't know, or they have no appreciation for. You know, I'll relay one horror story of the restaurant that was relayed to me by a bartender friend of mine. She told me the story of how she had this one customer that laid out a stack of 10 $1 bills onto the table right after he got sat, but before she came up to the table to do the introduction.
Oh, I already know the end of this.
And she did her little spiel, and he's like, just so you know, every time you mess up, I'm taking $1 off this pile.
Didn't they do that in that Shenanigans movie?
They did. And it was, because it happens in real life, guys.
Yeah.
People are really a-holes like that. You know?
Yep.
Like, I don't know, whatever reason it is, we did an all-chocolate menu one day, one Valentine's Day, did a parsnip white chocolate sauce. Was banging. The one instance I'll allow white chocolate.
Parsnip white chocolate sauce is so good. There was a restaurant down in Park Meadows called White Chocolate Grill.
Uh-huh.
They didn't do anything with white chocolate, so it's kind of like a waste of the name.
Right?
But it made me go home and play with some white chocolate. My mom loves white chocolate. She doesn't like regular chocolate. I was like, well, what can I do with this to make it enjoyable? And parsnip was
right.
Sweet.
Well, for the longest time, you know, I was hoping that COVID would change the way that people thought about it, because they lost access to eating inside restaurants, and I was hoping that when they came back, they'd be a little more grateful, but they weren't.
So much worse.
But they want to lord over you. Like, I am here and I'm spending my money here, so that means that I can treat you however I want now. And it's just not that way, guys. Hospitality is, you know, all about us trying to take care of people, but in order for us to take care of you, you have to be receptive to that care. You know, it's just like any patient and doctor. If the patient is not receptive to the care, it will not be administered in the right way. If you do not come into the restaurant with the right mental mindset, you create your own bad experience. You have the ability to sit there and let your server wow you and, you know, send you on a journey while you're sitting there. And then you have the food that comes out and lets you sail away on that journey if you let it happen. But if you're going to sit there and be like anti the whole time, then it's not going to be a fun time in that restaurant.
And that's like something that always bothered me in kitchens I would work. You know, I understand dietary restrictions, but I don't understand completely modifying the entire recipe to adjust your palate. Why are you eating out? Go home. Do not make me overcook a steak and then serve it to you with ketchup. Go home.
Well, I mean, the thing is like, this show is the example of why you can stay at home and do that. If you're that dietary restrictive, you can still eat mad excellent food. And
I think I've had more restaurant quality, good food since my dietary restrictions came in place than I did when I was actively eating in restaurants. Because even then, you know, it's not always the flavor profile that you want, or it's not always what you're expecting. You expect a really good chop house steak.
Right.
And it doesn't dazzle you.
And you just drop $70 on it probably too.
But I'm open to the experience, and it's something that I just won't go back there.
Right.
Or I'll just, you know, order a different item.
Exactly. You'll learn your lesson. But I will go to a good sushi place and drop mad cash. Just on myself.
Oh, yeah.
Especially if they have uni there. I'm dropping 300 bones that night, yo. I know it. Like if if the sushi chef there, he's like, yeah, we just got a shipment of uni in. I'm like, yeah, that thing's going to be gone by the end of the night, son, and that's going to be me eating it. So go ahead and break it out. The rich credo is, we are all ladies and gentlemen serving ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, that's why they have. I haven't checked in a while, but I think Ritz was a 4-star hotel.
Well, I mean, it's gotten so bad that there's a trend in restaurants in Japan now that's starting to come over here to the U.S. where it's restaurants that are by invitation only. And you have to, in order to be invited to this restaurant, you have to be vetted by someone that's eaten there. And if you misbehave while you're there, your friend now gets kicked out too, not just you. So they only want like the most receptive clientele in their restaurant. And you got to respect that, you know?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I would almost expect that at like fine dining restaurants. You know, like it's been a dream of mine to go to Alina in Chicago. I know that they're gonna, you know, dig into my personality and profile before I go sit there. But those are the things that really, I think, matters. Like, okay, I can give this person an amazing experience, but are they receptive to it?
Right.
Are they open to it? And
are they going to sit there and judge it the whole time?
Yeah, it's this radical individualism that is a problem. Everybody is right. Okay, but can you take a second and sit in the back seat and let this person who knows what they're doing drive?
Right.
You know?
And just be open to the experience for a little bit.
It's so... I don't think there's anything more awe-inspiring than watching somebody talk about their passion.
Right.
Why would you want to control that? I don't understand it.
I mean, there's a reason why TED Talks are so popular, right? Because it's passionate people talking about what they're passionate about.
Yeah.
Charlie Trotter, used to talk about firing customers.
Yes. Rest in peace, Charlie.
Yeah. You're the goat. So what I'm going to do is, now that I'm done with my lamb chops, I'm going to let Happy sit here and nosh a little bit, and I'm going to set up some dessert for us, guys.
I think you'll be in the pit. I'm going to raise it.
There's nothing to see here. It's nothing super important. I'm going to do some plate clearing. I get that.
If you want to pop that over there.
Of course.
Then you'll be on this camera.
Okay, so I've got some plates out here, guys. How's it going? I'm just bringing some stuff over to the party. Don't mind me while I get myself set up. That's the best part of this YT as well. Yeah.
YouTube.
Definitely. We love the YouTubes. We also love everyone that joined us on Facebook and everyone that's joining us on Twitter. Not just the Facebook people or the YouTube people that get the love, guys. But thanks for everyone joining us on...
It's just me watching us on Twitch. But it's okay.
That's okay. So we've got our semifreddo. And I've got some pistachio butter that I made here earlier, guys, by just grinding up some pistachios with some of that Macanuka honey right there, and just putting it in the food processor and letting it go for an ungodly amount of time until it got smooth. I was like, is this thing ever going to get smooth? But it did.
Do you know what is so amazing about Manuka honey?
What's that?
It is fantastic for your respiratory system.
Nice.
I'm going to eat this. Do you want any of your stuff?
No, I'm good.
Yeah. I have a lot of respiratory issues because I pretty much grew up in a pool, and then I was a professional mermaid for a while, so I spent a lot of time underwater. And that Manuka honey has saved my life more times than I can count. I think I almost give you a honey drop every time I see you that's from it.
So there's this one particular discount grocery store up here, and I can get these jars for like $10.
Oh wow!
At Esch's.
Because they're at Costco, that same jar, but it's $50.
Yeah, I got this jar, $12.99.
Nice. Oh, I'm gonna have to go there.
I might have finally got happy to go to this place I've been trying to get her to go for months.
I just keep forgetting what it's called. And then when I look it up, did you know that that's also like a goth convention?
What? Is it?
Or no, sorry, I'm thinking of Eki. It's a anime convention.
Oh. Sorry, I just took a little scoop off the top for myself, guys.
Oh, yeah.
It's mad delicious.
I had a sip.
It's just the right kind of tart.
Mm. All the honey on it. It's going to be so tasty.
Okay. So we're going to do some Lily Gilden here. And drizzle a little pomegranate molasses on that bad boy. What you gonna do?
What you gonna do when it comes for you?
Shout out to the new Bad Boys movie. Oh, Steve-O says he wants to go back to the Professional Mermaid for a sec.
Oh.
You've piqued some interest, Joe. Got some fresh bee pollen.
What do you want to know?
Hey, I guess they want the whole story.
Oh, well, I have been a water baby my whole life. That whole, I'm an 80s baby. So that whole sink or swim thing was quite the way that I literally learned how to swim. I ran after my 4-year-old cousin. I was 3. He jumped in the pool with floaties. I did not have anything. And everybody back then was kind of like, well, let's see what happens. I loved it. And it's difficult to get me out of water. My mom passed away of cancer 9 years ago, and I had a rock bottom in my own personal life. And I was like, I just want to try something different. I was out of restaurants. I did not know what I wanted to be when I grew up. And mermaids were all the rage. I have applied to the Denver Aquarium mermaid job for the entire time that I've lived in Colorado, which is going on 19 years. I never got hired because I have tattoos, and the Denver Aquarium is owned by Landry's, so it doesn't match their corporate wants. But I went online and I found a mermaid experience in Hawaii and decided to do that for my 30th birthday. While I was over there, a bunch of my friends here in Denver were like, oh, do you want to be a mermaid? And I was like, yeah, let's see if I could qualify. So by the time I got back from my 2-week vacation in Hawaii, paying to be captured as a mermaid, I had a interview with a local mermaid company. I spent the rest of that summer getting scuba certified, learning how to free dive, learning how to perform underwater in the tail. And then we went to Newport, Kentucky to the aquarium there, and I was on exhibit for 3 weeks as a mermaid. We were in the freshwater tank with arapaima and cichlids and catfish and haku fish, which are a piranha's vegetarian cousin, and they're very nerdy. They have buck teeth, and they're about this big around and like this wide, and they have these big bulgy eyes, and they just look like nerds. So I did that for a month, and then I wasn't able to get any more aquarium gigs because then the tattoo thing became a problem. So then I did local pirate fests and trips down to Mexico and just, was a mermaid character. I don't do it anymore because it's really expensive insurance to keep up on your own, but it was probably the coolest thing I've ever checked off my bucket list.
She has a cute mermaid video on her YouTube.
Mm-hmm. I do. I bought my very own fully custom silicone mermaid tail. It was a cool $3,500, and I haven't been able to wear it since. But it was still an amazing experience, and I wouldn't change it for the world. I think Odin Odin's like a little, I think he's maybe 6 months old in the tail unboxing video, and he totally humps my leg.
Okay.
But yeah.
So our dessert is ready here, guys, and what we have, like I said, is that Greek yogurt semifreddo, little pistachio butter, toasted pistachios, pomegranate seeds and molasses, macanuka honey, and I just threw some cherries on there.
And bee pollen.
And bee pollen. And I took the apron off because we're getting ready to have dessert.
Dessert. Best part of dinner.
Boop, boop. Always heard Kentucky was the mermaid capital.
Oh yeah, Newport Aquarium, right on the border of Kentucky and Ohio. They have, I think, the longest running mermaid exhibit, like a month and a half in, when were we there? I want to say it was like October-ish. But yeah, that's probably actually the pod that I was a part of. They're pretty regular there. Cheers.
Cheers.
I was looking to see if I had any cacao nibs for this, but I don't. Oh my gosh.
You get it with pistachio butter.
I did it with just the honey.
Mm-hmm. Right? You're going to love that pistachio butter with it, though.
Mm. Oh, yeah.
Right? Right, dude? Without not the shiznito bam snip snap.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. You know, oddly, a flake salt would be delicious.
Oh, right. For sure.
Like a fleur de sal.
That's why I did the salt on the pistachio.
Oh, yeah. Mm.
It's really good. I wish you guys could try this. But you'll have to just trust us that it's mad delicious. But there will be leftovers for Happy Girl to have later on in the week.
For my gains?
Because I'm going to tell you one thing. This won't make the trip back. It'll melt and be a sad mess. So I'd just rather leave the integrity of it and let it stay here with her.
It'll find a safe place in my tummy.
Everything just dances really nice together with it.
And right when you think it's too...
Shiznito bam, snip, snap, snap. That was a famous line from the movie Half Baked, by the way. Shout out Dave Chappelle. Love you, bro.
Chappelle!
You're always going to be the funniest guy I know.
He just keeps it so real. I've seen him live in Denver.
Oh, jealous.
I've met him. I smoked with him.
Oh, even more jealous now, dude.
Go
ahead and show off a little. Oh.
Yeah, I've seen him probably 10, 15 times locally here in Colorado. Nice. Before COVID, anytime he would come to town, I was there.
Dope. That pistachio butter combo, I'm really super impressed with. In my head flavors, it worked really well, but
throw the cherry in there. It's nice.
Yeah.
And it's good because right when you think it's like too sweet or earthy, you get that big like tang of the Greek yogurt.
Delicioso. Odin wishes he could have some Greek yogurt fun.
You can. Come here, baby.
I want to go swim in that pistachio butter now.
You want to swim in it?
Yeah.
I was like, is that what I think I just heard?
Yeah. I want to fill a pool up with pistachio butter and just swim through it.
That's how I felt the first time I had crema. I was like, I have been eating sour cream for what? This stuff is amazing.
Yeah, this is way better.
And I showed my mom. I was like, so, okay, we're going to make like knockoff crema. And we just like mixed it up with some sour cream, a little bit of skim milk, and some lime juice. And she was like, this is amazing. And now you can get the Cassis brand, which is awesome.
Right. You can also, so you can get heavy cream and inoculate it with buttermilk.
Mm-hmm.
Leave it on top of your fridge overnight. And then overnight, once the next day has come, you can give it a little stir up, put it in your fridge. Your own creme fraiche.
Ooh, yum. Ooh, yum. I love creme fraiche.
Which, if you water it down just a little bit more, your Mexican crema.
Mm-hmm.
That was a really fun dessert, guys.
We stayed perfectly on time. We have 6 minutes.
Yep. And that was light and refreshing, and it's not going to weigh you down, and you're not going to feel guilty about eating it.
There's protein in it.
Right? So, I mean, what a fun dessert, especially for the summertime when it's getting warm out.
Mm-hmm.
And you want something fresh, and you don't want to feel like cake or pie is going to weigh you down. Or even sometimes ice cream.
Yeah, it's heavy.
You know, can just be heavy, like a gut bomb.
I'm a big froyo person anyway.
Yeah. And you get the added benefits of all the probiotics.
Yes.
You know?
Very good.
So, I mean, unless we got anything else for us, Happy, before we call it a night?
I don't think so.
I never feel guilty about dessert.
I feel you. I'm the same way, Steve-O. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner all have dessert.
Yeah.
I don't care.
I think for Happy's upcoming birthday, I'm going to end up having to make like one of those like stupid layer chocolate cakes.
Okay. But also, more than cake, I love mousse. Chocolate mousse.
So you want mousse layers in between the cake, or do you just want
I think in
mousse?
order, because it's my birthday's in July, so it's really hot. I think I like a chocolate mousse cake because I can't do a gluten cake.
Right.
So then that mousse is like ice creamy and delicious.
Mm-hmm.
Typically I do an ice cream cake for my birthday. But yeah, I like chocolate mousse.
Dude, so when I was growing up, it's funny that you say ice cream cake. My favorite thing was getting that Carvel Fudgy the Whale.
Yeah. We always got the Carvel.
Clown?
No, just a regular round cake with the cookie layers was my big thing.
Right.
I had to have the cookie layers.
Yeah.
Didn't care what was on it, didn't care what shape, didn't care how big. Just chocolate, vanilla, and cookie.
Nice. Yellow cake or chocolate cake?
Chocolate. Chocolate. Yellow cake has its time and place. And I feel like because I'm not in the South, yellow cake doesn't get any love. And then also, what makes the yellow cake yellow? It's not like it's a lemon cake. Why is it yellow?
It's the egg.
It's the egg.
Yeah.
Just a darker yolk.
Right.
That makes sense. Then I would say it'd have to be like a olive oil yellow cake.
Those Krispies in there are fire.
Mm-hmm. They are.
Yeah.
They are.
Well,
addicted fully.
Steve-O will attest to this. Like when I worked at River City with him, we used to have the Mile High chocolate cake, and we had a smaller, more intense chocolate cake that was like a basic like chocolate fudge cake called Chocolate Seduction.
Oh yeah.
And I believe those were the number 1 and number 2 sellers for dessert there.
Oh yeah.
If I remember my P-mix correctly. So.
Yeah, I love a good chocolate cake. There's nothing wrong with a yellow cake. Just, I don't know.
Right.
I like a chantilly cake.
Yeah.
It's pretty tasty. Yeah.
Well, guys, we want to thank you for tuning in with us again for Chef Beardman Live. Another episode in the bank. So I don't know exactly when we're going to come back. It might be 2 or 3 weeks before we come back at you. We've got some live stuff going on, so we might be going down to 1 a month here for a little bit. But
should we do farmers market one next?
Yeah. We got some farmers markets opening up in the area, and she just said there's one on Wednesdays in Boulder, so we might be able to get some fun pre-show footage of us at the farmers market, and then we'll come back here and we'll cook some fun stuff that we got from the farmers market, and we'll have Happy come into the kitchen with us and cook some of that stuff too, and just not have her on the electronics.
Maybe take turns making different aspects of the dish.
Right.
That'd be super fun.
Like that one competition in 24 and 24 where they had to like take over for the other person.
Yeah. Or even just you doing the protein, I work on the side, divide and conquer. But yeah, I love that. If you have any suggestions for a show you'd like to see, add them in I don't know how to see the comments, but email Chef, email myself.
Yeah, DM us on our respective Instagrams. I'm at Chef Beardman on everything. She's at Happy Girl Mantra on everything. So, just look us up on the social medias and give us a DM if you have any ideas for the next stream, guys.
Yeah.
Okay. Until then, we'll see you next time.
Hasta la bye.
Boom, 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 boom. I gotta go.
Yeah.